Okay, hi, this is Efrim from the Silver Mount Zion Memorial Orchestra, and I'm at the Faden Festival. Ooh, um, I mean, we just try to write songs about what we think. We just try to write songs about the life that we lead, you know? So we don't think anything that profound when we write songs, you know? We don't think about big things. We think mostly about small things, and we're just trying to be true to what we think what our what our experience in the world is, and we try to figure out a way to communicate that to other people.
Yeah, this is
No,
not
I don't
much.
see big differences. I mean, I don't see big differences. I mean, America is a huge country, you know, so there are differences between different parts of America, the same way there are differences between different countries in Europe, you know. But I don't see a huge difference between, you know, touring America or touring Europe,
Yeah.
you know.
The people are the same. It's all global. It's not.
There's an element that's global, you know, for sure. I mean, there's stuff that's regional. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like too simple, but you know, the differences are small. You know, the big difference in Europe, there's a lot more. You end up playing more places that are sort of funded through arts funding or government funding, and in America, you don't play spaces like that. In America, you play bars only, you know. So there are those differences, but they're not so interesting. In terms of people, it's not that different. No, I mean, you know, after this many years, like I know that there's a difference between the way we see the world and the way that some other people see the world. I mean, the music industry itself, it's a terrible term, but the business of making music, selling music, performing music, writing about music, that's the big thing, writing about music. I mean, for the most part, is completely, it's not like it's apolitical. It's like anything, we're living in a strange time. The economy is collapsing now, you know, and leading up to that economic collapse, and even now during the collapse, it feels like Germany between the wars or something. You know what I mean? There's this sense that everything's okay, you know, and we don't want to hear anything that's like, well, we're happy to hear like fuck Bush or whatever, you know, but anything beyond that, we don't want to hear about it. So our experience and what we write songs about is, you know, I mean, whatever politics we have are just the politics like anybody else, like working very hard to earn a very limited living, you know, watching, you know, feeling yourself getting older, watching your friends get older, watching friends get sick physically and mentally, and watching friends get tired, people you love. I mean, people in your family, and, you know, the joy and pain of life, you know. So the reception that we get in the music industry is very like, oh, they're anarchists, upset, very super serious people, and, you know, that says everything about what the dominant messages are, even in indie rock, you know, and says very little about what it is that we actually do and what our engagement is. And does that make any sense?
Sure.
So after this many years, you know, we're just like, okay, you know, we just try to avoid having conversations with certain types of people, you know, because we know it's, you know, very often doing interviews can feel like going to you know, Christmas dinner at your family's place. You know what I mean? The conversations are like that, where you know. Yes, absolutely. I mean, in Godspeed, I mean, it would take me 2 hours to talk about all of it, but the big thing for me was in the last American tour that Godspeed did was we did that tour while we were on tour, the war in Iraq started. And being in this band that played without words, no talking to the audience, the film projections, this very big monolithic monologue, you know. It on a personal level, I felt not, it reached a point where I didn't feel comfortable doing that anymore, you know. And you know, and so it was at that point that's, you know, decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end my involvement in this band and start now figuring out how to turn the Silver Mount Zion band into a band where conversations can happen in a more casual way, you know.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the future.
I have no idea. I mean, we just in the last year, you know, we've done a lot of touring. Two people in the band, two longtime members of the band left. So now we're a 5-piece, so we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do next, you know.
Yeah, don't have plans from now.
Our plans right now are to go home and, you know, write some new songs and stay off the road for you know, at least a few months and sort of, you know, spend some time back home and see. I mean, the world is changing so quickly now too that you know, yeah, absolutely. Ignorance combined with power is absolutely dangerous. I mean, you know, I think we're all familiar with what the old reactionary forces are, you know what I mean? Like, we all know about fascism, and we all know about bureaucratic communism and all the rest, and I think obviously we're in a new stage of history where those same tendencies are there, but they take different forms, you know? So, yeah, I think ignorance, it's very scary times. I find it's very scary times on that level, you know? I'm very worried about, you know, I'm very worried. But we'll see. I think people are good, so I believe in goodness.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Oh, that's
Perfect.
great.
Thank you very much.
That was a good interview.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.